So, hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, the KP Show as we'd like to call it. So, we are on the back of the second day of the Border Gavaskar Trophy, but now we switch gears and move on to the IPL auction, which is tomorrow, 24th of November in Saudi Arabia. It's going to be a huge event where more than 600 crores will be spent on players by all your favorite teams to get whoever they want, who will be the best in their conditions. So, to know more about it, let's start a team by team analysis on who they might go for, depending on the pitch, depending on their likenesses of the players, depending on the traditions. For example, teams like CSK, they want to retain their own players. So, yeah, keeping all that in mind, let's proceed with the auction. So, Pratik, I think we should discuss the five-time champions, my favorite team, Chennai Super Kings, first. Do you agree on that?
Sure. Let's start with this ASK, the most experienced team and also the most successful team in the IPL history as well. What we have done is we have prepared a draft team, draft 11s of all the teams, probable 11s, and we have fitted in all the retained players so far in their preferable positions in the 11, and we will try to fill in the blanks. Okay, so
Okay.
for CSK, we have Rituraj who will open definitely. I think Dubey will bat at his preferred position at number four, the role he was given for the last two seasons, and he excelled in that role very well. Then Jadeja at six, MS somewhere at seven or eight, as we have not seen him much in the last season as well, and Pathirana as the sole fast bowler, whom they have retained. Now, CSK have seven overseas slot left and one RTM whom they can use on anyone they like. So, Sai, who do you think they should get as the batting partner for Rituraj? Earlier means by going CSK's convention, old times, there is always a partnership between an Indian batter and an overseas batter. So, who do you think will partner Rituraj in this cycle? Last cycle it was Devon Conway. Last year Devon Conway missed out. So Rashid Ravindra came in, and so who do you want?
I think they want an attacking batter definitely because Ruturaj is someone who will bat throughout the innings, so they do need an attacking by. Personally, if you want me to answer this, I want Josh Butler at all costs, but definitely that's not happening because Josh Butler is serial number one and like the player number one. I think the first in the first set there will be like randomly picking up the names, but still Josh
Yeah,
Butler is
but
very
the
early.
but he will be amongst the
No
first
chance.
six players. First six
First
players
six
he will
players.
be option. Yes.
So no chance. So then maybe if not Josh Butler, then they would like to get Devon Conway or a Phil Salt, whoever comes cheaper. But they would, knowing their history, CSK would prefer Devon Conway
Okay.
or
Also,
Rachin
Devon
Ravindra for
Conway,
that matter.
Devon Conway is lefty, so it will be a good compliment to
Left and
Rituraj.
right combination.
Also plays spin
Yep.
really well, can keep the wickets if required. So total package, Devon Conway. And there is another spot, a coveted number five spot. I think they can go for Maxwell this time because last time also when Maxwell was in the auction, they went very high for him. I think till 14 CR they went in, but this time I think they will be able to grab Maxwell because RCB releasing him means there is no point of maybe they can go with the RTM as well RCB anyways, but I think Maxwell will be one of the one of the players for the grabs by CSK. Also, I think Johnny Bairstow can be a very good addition for CSK. Wicketkeeper batsman from England plays very aggressively and can hit very quick runs in the power play especially, and he's very good against spin as well. If you remember, they scored down 262 against KKR against Nareen and the other guy Varun. So I think Johnny Bairstow can be really good for CSK as well. Also, one more player which they will target is Ravichandran Ashwin, the local boy, and and he can be a perfect spin partner for Ravindra Jadeja, the legendary spin duo. We can maybe see again at CSK like the old times. Any other players you like to add?
Definitely. Definitely. I think between Chahal and Ashwin, they will get one for sure because Chennai is one place where you need a bunch of spinners in your squad. Maybe Santner even for a cheaper price, as they always do. I feel very bad for him actually. He's a quality player who would make into the 11 of any side, any IPL side. Unfortunately, because he plays for CSK and you have Jadeja, so Santner doesn't get an opportunity. But yeah, I think they would like to grab one of the spinners, maybe Ashwin, if he comes at a very cheaper price because his form is not that great. So maybe people would stay away from him. Also, he's on the later side of the 30s, which makes him an
Correct.
ideal fit for CSK because of their age criteria. So
Yes.
that's probably gonna happen.
But
And
but again, Ashwin will also be on the in the fourth set only, first set for all rounders. So yeah, Ashwin. Also, one more player I am very keen if they want. That is David Warner. What do you think?
oh, that
When
that
David
would be
Warner,
that would be that would be a very left field choice. If David Warner comes in at a cheaper price, then they definitely can go for it. But there is one thing though, David Warner, the last couple of editions of the IPL, I see that he has been trying to play a different role, kind of a player who plays long innings rather than those quick runs. So that's a problem. But I think from opener perspective, Devon Conway, if not Butler, then Devon Conway, because you have to see that how well he plays spin. So maybe they won't go for Warner. Mostly they would prefer Devon Conway. But yeah,
yeah,
so all about the middle order and batters is done. Let's talk about seamers. Who do you think they should target to
I
partner
think they
with
should
Pathirana?
target Pathirana. I would love to see T Natarajan because again, he is also a CSK criteria guy now. He is 33 or 34, I think. And left armor, brilliant in the death, and it would be a great pairing with Pathirana. Also, he's the local boy. He's from Tamil Nadu only. So let's see if they can get in the Natarajan. I think Deepak Char or Shardul Thakur, one of the two, they will buy back mostly. Let's see. And who do you want as your favorite team? You said earlier. Who do you want to do an RTM on from all
Oh,
the players that
and
are
one
in?
thing, one important player that we completely forgot discussing, CSK's all-time favorite opener, Faf du Plessis. If he comes at
Yeah,
a cheaper price than
Faf
CSK,
will come at a cheaper price because his serial number is 94. I think
they
13th set. So mostly he will come on day two. So Faf you will
okay.
get for cheap.
Then it depends how much money is there in the auction purse. Basically, if they have enough, then they will definitely bring Faf. So that is one thing.
Faf for
Also,
me, Faf for me has always been the Sankat Mochan for CSK. Anytime the team is in trouble, he just stands and he bats till the end. So I think Faf will
uh,
always be a good addition, but again, age is not on his side anymore. He's 40 now. But he recently won the CPL as captain, as well
CPL,
as he batted brilliantly in the CPL as well. So there is no signs of his age, but again, you never know how the dynamics work.
yeah, yeah,
One thing I'd like to suggest as well, if they want, they can get Faf and Conway to open like they do in Texas Super Kings and bat Rituraj at three.
hmm.
Rituraj is an insurance at three, so you don't need him to attack, which is not his natural game as well. So he can slot in at number three and let these two open and go bang bang.
Yep, that is also a great suggestion. That could very well happen. But then in that scenario, they have to forego Maxwell because purely because of the combination of the overseas thing. Because I
But
think this
again,
time they would like to go in with two overseas bowlers, maybe. Uh,
uh,
but if not,
I would
then they
believe
can.
I I think Maxwell is a handy off spinner as well. So in Chennai, with three spinners, you can always. This was the formula for them. If you see back in the years in the 2000,
Yeah,
the early 2010s, this was the formula. Before that 2 year break, this was the formula for them. They always
yep,
used to have two to three good spinners. Jadeja and Ashwin were there. One more spinner was always there. Maybe Shadab
yeah.
Jakati or anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, if getting Maxwell again is going to be difficult for them as well. That's what we have to see. If they get Maxwell, then nothing like it. Then you can go in with this option: Faf, Conway as
Plus,
openers, number three Gaikwad. Then you can have Maxwell at four, followed by Dubey at five, or you can interchange them anyhow you like. Then you have
Play
Jadeja,
Maxwell
MS.
at four. Maxwell is the best batter at number four. There is
Yeah,
no doubt in that. Give him his number
yeah,
four. Give him 14 games. He's going to at least win you four games on his own. That's what RCB
yep.
did in 2021, right? They
Exactly,
gave him the
exactly.
pusher.
That's what they need. Yeah. So you once you
That
have that, then you have number six Jadeja, then seven becomes MSD, but then your batting becomes a bit. You have
no,
to
they
get in
will
an
again.
Indian batter, maybe on
Yeah, they will
likes
have
of
that.
Samir
No, that,
Rizvi.
but they will have that because with that impact sub rule, they can get in anyone. So that is not a
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. So if they go for this combination, this kind of a combination, then it will mean that they would have to purchase some really good bowlers. I think Natarajan, Ashwin, Pathirana. If they get all these three, Pathirana is of course
Jadeja
already
is
there
also
as
there.
a retention.
Jadeja is also there. So that is also 4 overs for you.
Yeah.
4 overs from an
So
experienced Indian bowler. So that is good.
yeah.
4 16 overs are good. Then 4 overs anyways you have to mitigate somehow.
So definitely. So if this is the combination, then I foresee them having a extra Indian batter at like six or seven. That kind of maybe Samir Rizvi, somebody they can buy back. He has been also doing well. So he is someone. Or again, if they have spent too much cash here and if they want a cheaper option, they can go for someone who can tonk the ball a bit. So I think yeah, that sums up a decent 11, decent potential 11. I would like to say for CSK.
Okay,
So
then
that's all. That's all about the five-time champions Chennai Super Kings. Now, now let's talk about the other five-time champions, the arch nemesis of the Chennai Super Kings, who is none other than Mr. Pratik's favorite team, Mumbai Indians. Pratik, the floor is all yours.
yeah. So I went through the retentions. Rohit will open. Yeah, so Rohit will open. Tilak today only smashed another 100 in the smart. So yeah, Tilak should bat at three, and Surya at four because that will be the positions in the Indian team as well. Hardik at 5 or 6, whatever position they need him, and Jasprit Bumrah, the greatest bowler that India has ever produced, is also with us. So yeah, so these are the five players that they have retained. So again, Mumbai Indians formula is simple. They have one overseas batter on top, along to partner with Rohit, then one finisher to partner with Hardik, which was Pollard over the years, but he retired, and then two bowlers, two overseas fast bowler, which have been their formula of success earlier. Means if you see through the years, it was Johnson and McLennigan, then Malinga and Johnson, McLennigan and Malinga, and all these bowlers, Trent Bolt and Coulter Neal came along with Bumrah in the 2020 season. After that, they were not able to get the bowlers. Bumrah was unfit sometimes, so yeah, it just didn't work out for the team. So I think they will, and Mahila is back as well. I think they will stick back to their old formula. So there will be two fast bowlers, and in my opinion, the first one they will buy is Jofra Archer. They are going to go again heavy on him. Reason being, Jofra Archer, they have some link with Jofra Archer. It seems they have some crazy likeness for that guy, and also I also admire Jofra Archer a lot because one of the best fast bowlers of this generation, Jofra Archer, and he has submitted his name 3 days back to the auction list. So he will be present in the auction, available for buys. And if they can't get Jofra, I think Trent Bolt will be their guy. But again, he's slightly on the older side, 34, I think. Trent Bolt, 34, or yeah, Trent Bolt is, in fact, Trent Bolt is 34 now, 35, in fact. So slightly on the
Age is
older
just
side,
a
but
number
let's
for somebody.
yeah,
Age is
because
just a
it's
number
just
for somebody
franchisee
of his
cricket, so I
quality.
don't think it's not test
Yeah.
game, test matches, so there is no issue for that. Rabada, I wanted them to go for Rabada, but it's not possible because he's in the marquee list. So amongst the first six players who will be auctioned, so it will be extremely difficult for them if they try. Also, Punjab has an RTM, so I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't think Rabada is coming anywhere. He's going back to Punjab only. Then the other fast bowler I think will be one of Gerald Kudzia or Marco Janssen. Marco Janssen was brilliant. He has been brilliant, but again sometimes he doesn't turn up. But on most days he's very good with the new ball, and he can tonk the ball a long way. Those long levers come into play in the death overs as well. So I think Marco Jansen will be their go-to guy because they discovered Marco Jansen in 2020. If you remember, they were the ones.
Hmm.
Marco Jansen
Yeah.
played for Mumbai Indians first. So I think Marco Jansen. I think there will be a homecoming of Quinton de Kock. Quinton de Kock, I think, will be brought back as Mahila is there. So I think Quinton de Kock will be a go-to player because Quinton also plays for Southern Brave in the team
Hmm.
which Mahila coaches in the 100. So I think Quinton de Kock will be a major addition from that perspective. Uh, I personally want Josh Butler to be back because that was a long my long time wish to see Rohit and Josh Butler bat at their best. But again, they let go of Josh in 2018 mega auctions. They chose to do an RTM on Krunal Pandya instead of Josh, which is again fine. So, anyways, and the all-rounder spot or the finisher spot is going to be one of Livingston or Miller, in my opinion. Livingston
Hmm.
is less likely, but both of them are in the same set only. Livingston and Miller in second set, both are marquee players. I think Hardik has some likeness for Miller as they played for that
Gujarat
Gujarat
Titans,
Titans.
they played
Gujarat
together.
Titans for 2 years and also won the final, and then Miller in the second season also they went in the finals. So I
Hmm.
think also Miller is a legend. Miller is a legend of the T20 game, T20 or
Miller
in
is
fact
a
white ball,
legend, definitely.
proven legend. And I think someone who can actually replace Pollard somehow with the calm head on his shoulders is Miller. So maybe they can go
Yeah,
for
I think
Miller. Miller is the
Miller is a
man.
great option. But between,
Livingston,
I have to give you this option, like between Butler and Miller, who would you have? I mean, I
Josh
think
Butler.
Miller is
Josh
somebody
Butler.
who people, because Miller is also someone who people who a lot of people will go after, especially because he has been impressive. Even in the 2023 World Cup, the semi-final where South Africa lost,
He scored
he
100.
was brilliant. He scored
He
100
scored
on
100.
that
If
kind of a wicket in Kolkata.
definitely he
So
scored
he would be
100.
somebody who will be sought after. So as you said
Definitely.
already, you want Josh Butler. So I think between the two, only one is possible for
One
MI.
can, in
They
fact,
have to,
Livingston, Butler, and Miller, all three are in the first two sets. So if
yeah,
they
only
can
one of
get
them.
one, even if they can get one of them, it is a good deal for me.
Yeah,
And I think they will do a one second.
maybe I think they should go after somebody who they can get at a very lower price in terms of finishers. Maybe I'm thinking Indian, maybe Shah Rukh Khan or somebody like that.
Shah Rukh Khan is retained by GT.
Oh,
Shah
I
Rukh Khan is
forgot that.
retained by
My bad.
GT. I think
My
one
bad.
thing
My
they
bad.
can do, one thing they
Jitesh
can do,
Sharma. They can go for Jitesh Sharma.
Jitesh Sharma. Jitesh Sharma is one
They
player I
can
think
get
they can
him.
get much
They
cheaper
can get him
price.
at a cheaper price. Yeah. So I think again, this all depends on how they who shows up when at the auction. That's something which always changes a lot of things.
Mhm.
So yeah. Uh,
Also, a
what
cheaper
about?
option will be
Huh,
Phil Salt as well. So, but
hmm,
not sure if they are very much. Tim David can also come back. You never know because he also plays for Southern Brave, and I think also he plays for the team. The in the Abu Dhabi
hmm,
or whatever league UAE ILT20 is the UAE T20 league is there, right, where they have
hmm,
Mumbai and Kolkata, they have their teams. KKR, they have their teams. I think Tim
yeah,
David also plays there, so he also might make a comeback. But let's see what happens. And I think they will use
yeah.
the RTM mostly on Namandhir or Vadera because both of them have shown their talent. And as a super impact sub, they have proven very well for Mumbai Indians in the last two seasons. Previous season it was Namandhir. The season prior to it, it was Vadera. So let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
I think they have to, but there is another option as well, which I think they could go for, which is Akash Madhwal. But between Badhera and Madhwal, it's difficult for me to choose. Again, this also depends on where they are at the auction and when these players show up. That will decide if they have already purchased the overseas bowler, maybe a Bolt or a Rabada, or an Archer for that matter. Then
Archer
they would,
is,
I
I
think,
think they
go.
are going to go all out on Archer because there were,
Yeah, in that case,
if you remember, in 2021 or 2022 when he was when the stress fracture thing hasn't appeared, they had given
Hmm.
Archer some contract, crazy contract that you play for Mumbai Indian franchises, and you can opt out of your
Hmm.
England Central contract. So
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure
remember
how
that.
true is that thing, but there can't be smoke without fire, right?
Without fire, I agree. There must be something, otherwise
Yeah.
you wouldn't get the kind of news sightings. So yeah, I think that's that for Mumbai Indians. But this only part that I am looking forward to is who will they RTM? It's either Vadera or Madhwal. That's my prediction. Now let's see
I
how
think
it goes.
Namandir is also there. Namandir was brilliant for them
Namandeep,
last year.
somebody. I think Rohit has a really good liking towards Namandeep, so maybe that can also influence certain things there. We'll see how it
Let's
goes.
see what happens here.
So that's all about the five-time champions, Mumbai Indians. Now let's move to the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Pratik, you are a localite in Bangalore these days. So I'd like to give you the chance to talk about RCB first. Who do you think they should go for? What are your thoughts on their retentions?
RCB, I think they did a very decent job, which is not very much expected of RCB. I think they retained the right players because I think they could have maybe gone with Siraj as their fourth player, but again, it would have costed them 14 crores, which is
Hmm.
going to be a big hole in their purse, which could have been. So I think
I'm
it was
telling
a
you,
wise
it's
decision.
possible. It's possible that they still might end up paying Siraj, maybe not 14 crores, but at least 10 crores because he will be one of the sought after Indian bowlers
He is in the marquee list
from
as
the
well.
auction.
Second, number 11 is his
Yeah,
number in the auction.
yeah.
Anyways, so to continue with RCB, I think they did a decent job. I think Virat will open again now because he's not playing in internationals anymore. So opening is his free spot, and he batted really well last season. Earned the orange cap as well, batting at a high strike rate of 140s, 145 or some 148 something was his strike rate, which is pretty good.
Hmm,
And then they have retained Yash Dayal. I think Yash Dayal was good for them. Uh,
hmm.
Came good in the crucial moments for them, and they have retained Rajat Patidar, an
Hmm.
absolute spin basher. He is. I think goes. He causes mayhem against spin. He hit some
Yeah,
27 sixes.
I remember one of those games. I think it was against probably GT or somebody where he went absolutely bonkers. Oh, sorry, my bad. I was talking about the LSG game that was a couple of years ago. That qualified two
In
or something. Was
Yes,
that
in Eden
eliminator?
Gardens. Eden Gardens.
Yeah,
Eden Gardens. I think it
that
was
game
eliminator.
he scored 100 there, which
Yes,
like cemented his position. Yeah, it must be the eliminator because RCB didn't make the final that year. That I remember.
correct. Butler
So
smashed them
it
100
was
in
the
the qualifier too.
qualifier too.
Butler smashed
Yeah,
them out of the game. Yeah. Anyways,
yeah,
so I think for RCB they have done a decent job so far. So for RCB, I'd say they should retain Will Jacks. Will Jacks. I don't see Will Jacks did anything wrong for them. I think his 100 against Gujarat Titans changed their title campaign last year. The, uh,
definitely.
how it was going and how it went after that, that course was changed with that innings from Will Jacks where he smashed
Rashid
them
Khan.
for 40 runs in the last 9 or 10 balls. He just
Yep,
went buzzer
yep,
in Ahmedabad. And
yep.
after that, I think they should do an RTM on Will Jacks. Another RTM they
Definitely
should
they should.
use is on RTM. I think they should do on Siraj. Siraj will maybe, but he's Indian fast bowler, and Indian fast bowlers who play for India
They are gonna go price.
is a very rare commodity. So I think they should go with Siraj for the second RTM, whatever may be the price. And another RTM they can do either on Maxwell. Maxwell is there. If Maxwell is around the 10 CR mark, like 9 to 11 CR, then I think they should go with Maxwell. Because Maxwell actually, he developed a good bond with RCB as well. If you see his history in IPL,
Hmm.
he developed a very good bond. I think he came in here for AB and Virat. He means AB was his idol, and Virat is a very good friend to him, as he had said on multiple platforms. So he has a very good bonding with Virat, and that will help RCB a lot. Experienced player, and Maxwell can win you games any day.
Yeah,
Who else do you
no,
want?
no arguments there. No arguments there. I
If
think,
not Maxwell, then I
mhm,
think they should go with Glenn Phillips. Because that I feel really bad for that guy, Glenn Phillips, man. He is one of my favorite cricketers. Last year, final I went to Chennai. That guy was literally he fielded the entire time after the toss. Means till 7:25 that guy was doing fielding practice. I felt really bad they didn't give him a game. He is a very,
mhm.
very capable batter, probably the best fielder in the world currently, and a handy bowler. What else do you want? He's a complete package. He
And
can
can
bat
keep as
anywhere
well.
from one
And
to
can
six.
keep as well.
If he is given a chance, he can keep as well. If you don't have a keeper,
Yep.
I
He's a
feel
complete
bad for
package.
that guy.
I think
And
Glenn
he has
Phillips
got
would suit
all the shots in the
any
book.
side that picks him.
And he
Yep.
should play. He should play all the 14 games. He should play all the 14 games without any break. He's that good a player. I don't know what happens and they don't play him.
I
Anyways,
think
I
that's the
like
similar situation for Mitch Santner. I think whatever team he
no
ends up,
Mitch.
like for
See,
example,
Mitch,
Santner has Jadeja. Similarly, Glenn Phillips, whichever team he has ended up with so far, talk about Sunrisers, they had their four overseas players: Travis Head, Heinrich Klaasen, Pat Cummins. So you cannot. Who was the fourth guy? Uh,
Markram or Marco Jansen. This
Markham,
way will
Markham, or again that would disturb the balance of the side. So you had Janssen for most of the games, or you had Markram. You couldn't drop any of them. Markram was also the captain at one point, so
Markram, yeah, was their
they
captain
couldn't
for the
drop him.
past 2 seasons. Even Markram is their captain in the Sunrisers Eastern Cape team. They won two
Yeah,
titles.
yeah.
Two out
This
of two titles they won.
in 2023 they brought in Cummins to captain
Pat
the side,
Cummins.
but
2024 they brought in Pat Cummins after the World Cup.
2024. Sorry, this year is 2024. My
Yeah,
mind keeps going back to the final, so I remember it as 2023. It's like after they won the World Cup,
correct.
they bought him. So
So I
so that's that.
think that's that. Yeah. So I think they should get a good spinner, no matter whom they sign. They can go for Rahul Chair. They can go for Chahal, who should be their pick, I think, and or Hasaranga, who has
Should
done good for them in the past. Any one good spinner they should target. May it be overseas, may it be domestic. Adam Zampa, they can go for anyone, and that spinner is actually needed in RCB. And they can do
yeah,
an RTM on
definitely.
this Siraj. RTM for Siraj. I wish they do RTM on Siraj. Also, one player I'd like to see playing for RCB is KL Rahul. I think this is the ground where he can express himself. He can find himself back. He can rediscover himself. The
Hmm.
real KL Rahul prior to the 2019 World Cup. In fact, prior to COVID. Prior to COVID, he was brilliant. After COVID, all these things started. Whatever has happened. So I see KL Rahul coming back to RCB, maybe as a captain as well. He can keep the wickets. He's the local boy from Karnataka, and I'd love to see him back in RCB colors.
Yeah, I think even KL would be very, filled with fire to prove himself in this IPL, because we know the statements that have been released from Lucknow Super Giants, Sanjeev Goenka. He said that we want players who play for the team. I mean, those statements are quite harsh, I feel, for somebody. I know KL hasn't been doing well, but yeah,
I
these kind of
just hope
statements definitely hurt. And
I just hope we see the old KL Rahul back to
I mean, 2018 KL Rahul was the best opener alive
best.
on this planet. I can tell you that.
Yes,
The way he
14,
got those
50,
14 ball
14
50,
ball.
that was phenomenal innings. And it's not
Yes,
like he hasn't shown those glimpses. He has shown the same thing in glimpses post COVID as well. But yeah, again, it's about again one thing that I hope, if he goes to RCB, he shouldn't get the burden of captaincy, because that is what ruined his batting in Punjab when he was
Punjab.
the captain of
Yeah.
Punjab. That is something that they have to avoid, in my opinion. And yeah, Will Jack's RTM, definitely that goes without saying. They should get him. And KL, between KL, Siraj, and what we were talking about, UZ Chahal. UZ Chahal they should get definitely. And
But
UZ
again,
Chahal,
this will be a test of them as well, because these three players that you named, they are again in the first two sets, the marquee sets. So it will be
Exactly.
very
That
difficult, but
that's what I was coming to.
they have a lot of money, 83 crores they have.
Yeah.
So there is no shortage of funds for them, but they have to spend it wisely, not like buying someone for 20 crores and then can't fill
Yeah.
up. Just go on and fill up the other spots. They should not do that.
Yeah. Yep. Between Siraj and Arshdeep, if Punjab don't put their RTM on Arshdeep, I think RCB can go for him as well. I think both the players they fall into the marquee player category. I feel both of them will do well, and of course they're gonna fetch big bucks. So I think
Arshdeep,
whoever comes first, RCB should
Arshdeep,
go for
the
them.
good part about Arshdeep is young, and
Hmm.
he
He's a
can he will
regular
be
India player, so
yes.
so that's something that they should go for. So I think that's all about RCB. Or do you want to add something else,
Yeah, I
or
think
we
that's
can move
pretty
on?
much it. I have given all the. I think these are the players that they should target, and if they get these players, it will be a very formidable lineup for them.
Definitely. They it's not that they haven't built formidable lineups before. They did that, but it's all about at least for tomorrow. They should not waste money like they did in the past. So on so many occasions, just get the different profile players that you want instead of just focusing on one profile and filling up with multiple options for the same. That is something that we have to see with RCB. If they keep repeating those same mistakes, like for example 2018, they wanted an overseas pacer, so they just went for overseas pacers, four or five overseas pacers. They had
They
Chris
got
Wokes
Vogues,
and so many.
They got Coulter Mill, they got
Colton,
Vogues, and one
yeah,
more bowler
but
they got.
again, you if you buy those so many overseas players, you cannot fit them into the 11. So that is
Correct.
something that they have to be wary about. But yeah, apart from that, I think it should be a strong showing. They've got 83 crores, and to go with that, they have I think three RTMs.
Three
I
RTMs.
mean, so should be a good auction for them. So moving on,
Yes.
that's all about the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Now we move on to the defending champions from the last season, which is Kolkata Knight Riders. Now their retentions: Sunil Narayan, Andre Russell, Rinku Singh. Then they have Varun Chakravarti and Harshit Rana. Harshit Rana,
Also
we
Ramandeep
already
Singh.
know how impressive, and Ramandeep Singh, of course. Ramandeep Singh, we have already seen him in the emerging Asia Cup. He did well
He
there,
also
and
played for India in the T20s against South
the
Africa.
T20 series in South Africa. He played just one knock. I think he hit a six of the first ball. So
Yes.
very decent striker,
And he's a
excellent fielder.
and a
So
handy
that's
bowler as
a
well. Very
handy
handy
bowler
bowler
as well.
as well. Medium pace.
That's a great
Again,
retention.
medium pace bowling all rounder is a rarity in Indian cricket, which Ramandeep Singh is.
That's a
And he's, I think, 27, 28, so he's young as well. So it's a
that's a
very good
great
retention
retention. Then
in my books. It's a very good retention. Also, there is a very
yeah,
interesting stat about Ramandeep Singh. So Ramandeep Singh, I think, faced 68 balls in the last season, and he hit 12 sixes.
hmm. So that's like a six in every over,
Six every five
which is great.
balls. That's a
Every five
very
balls.
good stat. 64 balls. 64 balls, 12 sixes he hit. That is a crazy stat, I feel.
Yeah,
Because he barely batted
yeah.
five, six
He's
balls every game. And he
and his
just came
position
out
is
and
also
number
very
seven,
late.
number
I
eight
think
he
six,
bats.
seven.
After
So
Rinku and Russell. After
yeah,
Rinku and Russell he bats. So I think
yeah.
he's a very good retention in my books. And
That's a good
also the
retention.
best
And talking about Varun Chakravarti, Sunil Narayan, again, that is a combo that has been doing well for them. So it's a good retention again. I don't know how much they can bag on Sunil Narayan with opening the batting again. It's not
see,
that every season Narayan is going to fetch you a 500 plus season. So that is
the
something
thing
that they
is
have to look about. But with the ball, definitely Sunil Narayan can contribute a lot.
Sunil Narayan
And the one
Sunil
retention that
Narayan
I loved, hmm,
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. So Sunil Narayan, the best part about Sunil Narayan is the impacts of rule actually assists him a lot. The
hmm,
impacts of rule helps him a lot because with the impacts of rule he can go as he wants. He can attack every ball, and even if he gets out, there is no issue. They have
yeah,
seven or eight batters for lined up. So that's the
that
cushion they
actually
had.
helps him.
That's the cushion they had. Anyways, you can continue.
Yeah. So moving on, my favorite retention is Rinku Singh. Of course, he had to be retained. That was a no-brainer. But he was playing for KKR for like 55 or 70 lakhs.
55
Now
lakhs.
he has been retained for, yeah, whatever that number is. Now he is playing for them for 14 crores.
13
So
CR.
that is something. 13, 13 or 14? It
13,
was 14, I guess.
13 CR. 13 CR.
13.
But he's the
So
first retention. He is the
he's
first retention.
the number one retention. So
Number one retention.
that's something that made me really happy. I'm a huge fan of the guy. Love the way he bats, and he bats in the very crucial part of the game. We've always discussed, and I'm always of the opinion that middle order is something that wins you games. The stronger your middle order is, the more games you win. That's my belief. They have Rinku,
Definitely.
Russell, and Ramandeep at that position, which is a solid
Only
three retentions in my book.
only thing I'd like to say add here is for Rinku Singh personally, I want him to bat at a fixed position because that guy
Yeah,
is too good to be wasted at number 6, 7 every game. If you have a
yeah.
chance, give him a number that you will bat at number 5 all the games. Whatever
Hmm.
happens, you bat number 5, not lower than that. Whatever happens. Because that is something, if you are retaining someone for 13 crores, right, you should at least give him all the chances he deserves. So I feel last
Definitely.
year they didn't give him many chances, means because that also costed him a place in the T20 World Cup, which I felt very bad about. He was the
Yeah,
deserving player. I saw him
definitely.
in the last T20 that India played in India before the T20
Bangalore,
World Cup
Bangalore.
at Bangalore. These guys were 22 for 4. He joins in Rohit Sharma. He bats
Rohit
in the
Sharma
last
and
ball,
Rinku Singh.
smashing three consecutive sixes of the last over. And he ended up at, I think, 67 of 36. From
Yeah,
22 of 4, they reached to 212. And that was all because of Rohit and Rinku. Rohit is an experienced pro. But Rinku, being just 10 matches old, he showed his temperament, his class. And you rewarded him like that. So it felt really bad. And that was
same, same.
partly because of this KKR decision only. Although they ended up winning the title, which is great. As a team sport, they've ended up. But I think they wasted him last season. So I
Yep,
want Rinku to bat as much as possible this season. And
same opinion.
again, I'd like them to go for again. They need an opener. They need a lot of batsmen. It seems means in the top
Yeah,
order they have
because
three vacancies.
that's the point. They have covered their bowling. So they have Sunil Narayan, Varun Chakravarti. They have Russell, Ramandeep, and Harshit Rana. So they have five people. Let's say Russell and Ramandeep bowl 4 overs. Then they have Harshit Rana, Narayan, and Varun Chakravarti bowling 4 overs each. So 16 overs is sorted. Now they have to find four more overs. So one bowler and rest all batsmen is something that they would look for.
Correct. So I think they can go again heavy on Mitchell Stark. But again, Mitchell Stark, the problem with Mitchell Stark is his age and fitness. And you never know when Mitchell Stark says, I won't come to play IPL. But this year he can't do that because he will be banned from IPL for another 2 seasons if he does something like that. Unless he has
Hmm.
a serious injury. Anyways, I think they will go for Mitchell Stark because KKR has always gone heavy on Mitchell Stark in every auction he appears. And I think they will go with Nitish Rana because he was their player. He played for them for the last 6 or 7 seasons now, and he has been pretty good for them. And he is in the very later stages. His name will come in the later stages of the auction. I see 93
They
or
can get him
94
at a
as his
lesser
serial
price.
number. So they can get him at number 3 and number 4 again. I'd like them to go with Glenn Phillips. I'd like them to go with Glenn Phillips. Glenn Phillips is going to suit their ground very much because Eden Gardens is not a very big playing surface, good batting wicket, and Glenn Phillips will come good for them. I one
But
bowler I
but
really want
can they
them to
can
sign.
they but can they play Glenn Phillips even if they purchase
Yes,
him?
they can
Because
play.
again,
No,
it
they
would be the
can.
same problem that SRH had. They have look. They will go for a overseas keeper, I believe,
He is the
right?
keeper.
Because then they have
He is the keeper. He is
yeah,
the
yeah. But
keeper.
they need a player who can open right from the overseas
Opener,
bucket.
yeah, opener they can no Nitish Rana they can take. Some Indian opener
Hmm.
they can get like Ankrish Raghuvanshi was there for them last season. He played a lot of games as well.
Raghuvanshi he
Batted
batted
three.
I think
He
three or
batted
four.
three because Nitish Rana was not there. But if you can bat three, you can bat at the top as well. There is no issue in that.
No,
If they can, because
best position in T20 cricket.
yeah, Ankrish Raghuvanshi, I think they can get back, or someone else from the Indian. You will Devdutt Patikal they can have. Devdutt Patikal they can
No, I
get.
don't think they would go for Devdutt.
But I mean, there are options in Indian contingency. There are a lot of players. Prithvi Shaw they can get. Prithvi Shaw they can get.
That's a good shot.
Yeah. So I think that is not a problem. They can get Glenn Phillips if they want. Otherwise, I think they will go again for Phil Salt. Phil Salt was brilliant for
Phil
them.
Salt.
500 runs, 500 plus runs last season at a very healthy strike rate of almost 180. So Phil Salt will be their man, and let's see how it goes. Because KKR also don't have a lot of money in their purse. It seems
That's
51
that's
crores.
the main concern. That's the
Yeah.
main concern for them.
Yeah.
So they
I
need one bowler. I think Stark.
I really hope they, for the Indian pacer, if they want, for suppose they want to play it an Indian pacer as impact sub player. I think it's the best deal for someone like a Umran Malik to be signed by KKR, because Chandrakant Pandit and Bharat Arun there. I think his life will go in a drastic different direction. His career will go up if they manage to sign Umran Malik and give him games. So let's see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
And
They
yeah,
they
the
have
foreign pacer that
plenty of
you were
Indian.
saying, foreign
Uh,
pacer, I think Mitchell Stark will be their main target. If not Stark, then they may go with Trent Bolt. They
Bolt.
can go because left armor again, a very good addition in somewhere like Kolkata in Eden Gardens. It's the same conditions like one Wankhede.
They wouldn't miss
Evening,
Stark. They
good
wouldn't miss
swinging.
Stark if they have a Bolt.
They will go
Yeah.
with Stark only because they don't need because they are not going to go for the batsman in the set. I feel. Let's see
Mm.
what happens. Or
Yep.
they can even go Johnny Bairstow also they can get. He is also there in the first five this first five sets. Let's see
Yeah, I
what
think that they have to pair that up. Either go for an overseas keeper and an Indian middle order batsman, which is again difficult job. So maybe an Indian opener and a
yeah,
overseas
that is
middle order
easier to
batsman
get.
like Glenn Phillips. Yeah,
That is easier to get,
yeah.
I believe.
Yeah,
Also,
that's what they would go for too.
KKR also goes for young blood a lot. If you have seen the last few
Hmm.
auctions, at least from 2018 onwards, they have gave the young guns lot of chances. Even Rinku Singh was like 18 or 19 when he joined KKR.
Ishan
He
Kishan.
lost his
Ishan
life.
Kishan is another option.
But Ishan Kishan
So
will fetch a lot of money. I don't think they can go with Ishan Kishan there. Means they can't
hmm,
afford him, I believe.
they can't afford him. That's the
It's going to be difficult for them.
yeah. Who do you think Ishan Kishan would go for? I mean,
I'll come to it.
who would go for him?
I'll come to it when we reach that team.
Hmm. Okay, so do you want to add something more about KKR? I think we have a decent 11 there lined up. You go for
Yes.
Narayan, go for an Indian batter as an opener, maybe buy back Ankrish Raghuvanshi or somebody from the domestic circuit. Then you go, or maybe how about Rahane? I would like to see Rahane back in KKR.
I
Although he
don't.
didn't do great there,
I don't want
I
to
think
see go with the old into the old loops. I don't want to do that because he was not successful with them, and also he's well past his age now. Let's be honest.
yeah,
If you can't, if
that's
CSK
definitely true.
doesn't play you, if CSK doesn't play you as an old gun, then I think cricket has left you. T20 cricket. I'm
True.
not saying anything about red ball skills. Only about T20 cricket.
Hmm. True. That's definitely the case. I think with
In fact,
Rahane.
CSK gave him a lot
So
of matches last time, and
hmm.
that caused them a lot of issue. That cost
Yeah, with the
them.
even with
They
the
cost
run
him
rate
at least
also.
three matches. At least three matches I remember where Rahane's slow batting cost them last season. So
Hmm.
I don't think KKR will go for Rahane.
Maybe as a backup or something, but not definitely as
For
a
a backup
primary
you can
opener.
go, but not as a primary. No, not at all.
Primary opener, that's for sure.
No.
So Narayan and somebody from domestic circuit maybe as an opener. Then you have your number three, which will be Nitish
Nitish
Rana.
Rana, mostly
Number
Nitish
four,
Rana.
number four, you can go for Glenn Phillips, or like the other part of this is you either go for Phil Salt or Bairstow at the top and go for a Indian middle order batsman. Then you have Rinku Russell. Then you have Ramandeep
Raman,
at 7. Then followed up by your bowling lineup, which will be Harshit Rana, Varun Chakravarti,
and two
and
other bowlers.
two other bowlers, one Indian, one overseas. So that,
Yes.
yeah, one Indian,
I'd
one
love to
overseas.
see Umran Malik. I'd love to see Umran Malik there because KKR assists the wicket at Eden
The
assists
wicket
the
the
fast
wicket will
bowlers.
help him because it has a lot of carry. So he will be
Yes.
more lethal there. If he
Yes.
again if he keeps his length right, only then. Otherwise, he will
But yeah,
travel there.
that's what I'm saying, right? The coaching contingency in KKR will help him out a lot. Bharat Arun
Yeah,
and Chandrakant Pandit, both of them are legends of the Indian coaching fraternity. So
yeah.
I feel it will help them a lot.
Andik Nokia is also somebody that can go there. If he goes there, the wicket will help him. So
Definitely.
that's also an option. I mean, there are so many
Definitely.
options for KKR. Overseas bowlers, definitely you have a lot of options. So one
Yes.
overseas, one
Gerard
Indian. That
Kudzia.
would form the
Another one I would say is Gerard
Kudzia.
Kudzia. Kudzia can be very
Hmm.
good for them if they want.
Yeah, yeah. That's how I think they will be lining up. I think so. That's all about KKR. Now, let's move on to the first time winners of the IPL, who are none other than Rajasthan Royals.
Okay, Rajasthan.
So,
Rajasthan, I think they
Dhruv Jurel. Let's talk about Dhruv Jurel.
see Dhruv
What do you think
Jurel.
about Dhruv Jurel for 14 crores?
I see nothing wrong in there. Maybe the price is bit high. They could have gone with an RTM there. They could have done because I don't see Dhruv Jurel fetching 14 CR in the auction anyways. Because he hasn't the sample size is not that big. His performances. He has come good in patches, but I don't see because last year also he played not didn't play a lot of games. He was sometimes he was used as an impact sub, and many of the games he didn't play because he had some hamstring issue or something. So I don't know, and he hasn't played for India in the white ball any of the white ball games as well. So that is a very expensive retention in my opinion. They should have gone with Butler there, and they missed Butler last two games, last 2 days. Butler smashed two sixties of 20 balls in the Abu Dhabi T10. He smashed for 62 of 24 one day and 64 of 22 or 20 balls one day. Tomorrow, last day. And Butler again, if you see the West Indies series last week, he smashed a couple of 80s there, quick fire 80s of 40 45 balls. So how can you let go of someone like Butler? He scored 845 or 864 in the 2022 season. He did a carry job for you entire for the entire tournament. Last season also he scored 200s. One against RCB in the chase. Okay, which was again RCB wasn't in the best of forms at that point of the tournament. Then again, Butler literally won the game out of nowhere against KKR. They needed 7 overs, 90 runs. He single-handedly
Yep.
won the game against Stark and Co. He smashed Narayan as well in that game. I have no clue how did they release Butler there. That was a big blunder in my opinion. They could have retained Butler for 14 CR easily, the one which they gave to Dhruv Jurel. And why did they retain Hetmeyer? That guy faced 59 or 69 balls in the last season and didn't hit as many sixes as we are thinking. No, he didn't create any such impact. Hetmeyer last season at least. Prior to the in the 22 season or
Prior to
somewhere
that,
he won that,
he was good.
the 22 season I think he won that Super Striker award. I think, but
Yeah, yeah.
nothing after
He
that.
was good.
He has been pretty.
Hetmeyer. No, no. Hetmeyer
He
is
has been
kind of
pretty cold.
underrated. He has blown hot and cold. That's for sure. But he's kind of underrated because he has won them so many games. It's just that
In the 22 season,
it
I
doesn't work
remember the 22
in the
season he was
22
very good.
season. Yeah,
But
yeah.
last
But
two
last
season he
year it
hasn't been
was.
that good. See, the
But I'll
problem
just tell
is,
you one thing. He's a West Indian. He's a West Indian. Come on. He will
yeah,
come good
yeah,
at any time he wants to.
we
So you
believe
have
in the
to.
pedigree of the player, definitely. He is a player of that
That's
pedigree. He can come good at any moment. But you are letting go of Josh Butler. That is a bigger problem, in my opinion. If you can't,
Yeah.
you can get Miller, right? You can get Miller for the same task, maybe at a cheaper cost because Miller is 35, Hetmeyer is barely 30. No, Hetmeyer is not 30. Hetmeyer is of the same batch as Rishabh Pant and this guy,
Hmm.
Ishan Kishan. He's of the same batch. He was their captain, Hetmeyer,
Hmm.
West Indies. They won the final in that under 19 World Cup 2016.
16.
So, 2016. He's 27 or 28, whatever, 27 or sorry, 25 or 26, whatever Hetmeyer is. So I believe that was a very harsh decision. or not a very wise decision from Rajasthan point of view. And they retained, they also let go of all their bowlers. It seems they let go of Ashwin. Okay, age factor is one thing.
And
Chahal also they let go of, and many of the players. They retained
I
Sandeep
see it
Sharma.
as mhm. Sandeep Sharma is a good pick, but
Is good retention.
they
And
got him
four
as an
CR it is a
uncapped
very
player
good.
for 4 CR.
For CR it is a very
That's
good
why.
retention in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
that
don't
is
know.
definitely a good
But
retention because
Butler decision is a very.
last season the way he bowled, I think last season or the season before, or maybe
No, no,
both the
last season
seasons,
only. Last
he
season
was
only very
he
well
was
bowled very well.
he very
Last
good
season,
at the death. He I
which is
remember
very
last
uncharacteristic of him.
uncharacteristic of him. So that's where they have to give him that. Anyways, Indian bowler getting him for 4 crores. I mean, it's a good retention. But yeah, I think Parag and Jurel, these two retentions, they could have gotten them via RTM, and they could
I
have saved
think
some money.
Parag will have would have gone for 14 CR. I think that is a very good retention. But Jurel, I'm
No,
not very
I
sure
don't
of.
think. I don't think Parag also would go for 14 crores. He has done well, but not that well that he would fetch 14 crores. Because
You never
you
know,
see
man.
the list. I mean, yeah, that's what they would have also thought. But I don't see him getting so much price because there are so many other players of the similar profile. Why would you go for such high cost? That's the point. But anyways, both those
Last
players, I think they could
for
have
KKR, we were discussing who are the Indian middle order batters who are in the auction. These two could have been the guys there, Jurel and this guy,
these two could have been the guys.
Parag. So they could have
But
fetched a lot of money. Also, Parag is a kind of he has played all the T20 games for India. I think after the T20 World Cup. I don't know if he played in the South Africa series.
he didn't
I
play.
don't think he
He didn't. He
played.
didn't.
But in the
He didn't.
series prior to it, he played and he played well. And he can also bowl a little bit of
No
off
doubt.
spin as well. He can
No doubt.
bowl a little
No
bit of
doubt
off
about
spin as well. So I think Parag would have fetched retaining Parag was a good decision because they invested lot in him as well for the past 6 seasons. He has been with them from 2018, if you remember. 2018, yeah,
that.
2018 Parag has been with Rajasthan Royals. He finally came good in the last season and he scored 500 plus. So I
Yeah.
think he's a good retention, but Jurel over Butler is something I can't digest. Anyways, let's go to the players that they can get. And first one, I think they may go with Bairstow, Salt, or Duckett. Out of these three, they can get anyone for their primary opener. All
Hmm.
these three are English. They play a attacking brand of cricket, and all the three can keep wickets.
Hmm.
Anyways, Samson is there, so you don't have that keeper constant anymore. Samson is there, Jurel is also there, so any of the two can keep. So the keeping thing is gone. If the keeping thing is gone, they can go with any other opener as well. If they don't want a keeper,
Hmm.
but anyways,
They can
other
go for some
any
other
other
opener. Maybe
any other opener
maybe
you have in
his choice would be David Warner. Who knows?
David Warner with Jaiswal, I doubt. I mean, David Warner is 38. I don't think Rajasthan is going to bet on him anymore.
Only CSK.
Maybe
So,
CSK again won't bet on him because this is also a 3 year cycle, right?
hmm,
This is also a 3 year
it is.
cycle. So never know, but I don't think these three are the primary targets, I feel. And apart from these three,
But
whom they can
that's the
go with?
point. They don't have enough money to go after all these players that you mentioned. I mean, do they have only what 40 odd crores in their purse? Will be difficult to get them. Also, how do you see a guy like Rachin Ravindra fitting in this side? Opener again, who an
I
all-rounder who can
think
bowl.
two lefty openers, I don't know how much today these things
Yeah,
fit in.
I mean, these days they think
Nowadays,
about it
everyone
a lot.
wants that alternate thing, alternate left right combination.
Lefty righty.
Also,
Yeah, so
Butler
that's
and
the hardest
Jaiswal
part.
was working for them very well for the last 3 seasons, if I'm not wrong. So let's see what happens.
March also they can go for
Mitch Marsh, yeah, Mitch Marsh, or even a Matthew Short they can go for. Matthew
Matthew
Short
shot
from Australia, or let's see if they can go with Daryl Mitchell or a Tim Seifert from New Zealand as well. But
Team
I think they
Seifert.
can go for a marquee opener if they want. Tim Seifert is good, or Finn Allen. Finn Allen is very good. Finn Allen they can get him. Finn Allen, he was with RCB, right? Or I think he
He was
was
with
with. I
RCB.
think he was with RR. I think. Let me
Last
check that.
season,
I
he
think in
was with
some
RCB where
tournament.
he played, remember, but I don't remember him playing for RR. Maybe if he was on the
No, no,
bench.
with RCB only he was there. Correct. He was
Yeah,
with RCB. So Finn
yes.
Allen is very young as well. Can keep
He
wickets if
played
required.
about 2 hours.
So they
Yeah.
can get him. And apart from him,
Yeah,
who they
plenty
can
of
get?
options. Plenty of options for the openers. I think they will find
Openers
somebody,
they can get. They can find
no
anyone.
problem. Yeah.
Uh, that
So
is true.
opening is sorted. They have Jaiswal and one overseas opener with then you have Samson, Parag, Jurel, Hetmeyer. Batting is
I
done.
think
Bowlers.
another player that we are missing in context to Rajasthan Royals can be Josh English. Josh
Hmm.
English can be a perfect fit for them. He can open the innings. Anyone can open the innings. But yeah, if he wants, he can open the innings. He can keep the wickets, bats aggressively, has got a good head. They can get
Hmm.
him as well.
They can move him up and down. But I think, yeah, just one batter, anyone they pick would be okay. So many
Hmm.
options available for them. So after that,
Who
what
is
about
opening for
bowling?
England these days? Who is opening for England these days?
Phil Salt.
T20
You have
cricket.
Phil Salt and
Phil Salt and Butler, yeah. Phil Salt, Butler,
Butler.
Will Jacks. Jacks is also there, right? So these three.
Three. Phil
Bowling,
Salt.
I think they can get back Nandre Burger. He was good for them in few games he played. I don't know why they benched him. He was good in partnership with Trent Bolt, especially. Nandre Burger. High guy,
They
I mean
can
strong
even
guy,
they
high
they, they
bounce.
can even get two overseas bowlers to partner with Sandeep Sharma because they if they have an overseas opener, they have one there, then they have a Hetmeyer. Okay,
Hmm.
that frees up, so that gives you how many batters? Three, four,
But
six
I
batters.
feel six
You
batters,
either
yeah.
go for you either go for one all rounder or you go for like two overseas bowlers. They have that luxury to change the combinations based on who they get in the auction.
Yeah, they can go for good bowlers as well. Like Nandre Burger is one options. I think he played for them last season, and he was relatively good. And
Hmm.
any of these bowlers, Lockie Ferguson is there, or Enric Nokia also they can go with anyone
Hmm.
they like.
Yeah, I think they will go for one high price player in the auction because they have 40 odd crores, and then the rest they have to go for low budget kind of players to fill in their
Yes,
11.
but the thing is, who is that
So
high? Maybe they can go for Butler as well. You never
who
know. They
knows?
can go for Butler
Yeah.
because that's the only one big player they need, as you said. Remaining, they can just slot in few people. Let's see what
Yep.
happens with Rajasthan. But I don't think they did a decent job with by not retaining Butler. That's my personal opinion.
Hmm. Okay, so that's all about the Rajasthan Royals. Now we move forward to the Delhi Capitals. So Pratik, what about the retentions from Delhi Capitals? Tristan Stubbs, I know we both love the guy. Then you have
Tristan
Akshay
Stubbs,
Patel,
yeah, Tristan Stubbs is
Akshay Patel,
actually
Kuldeep
baby,
Yadav.
the real. I feel Tristan Stubbs is the real baby AB from the way he has batted in the last 3 years. If you see his shots and his stroke play around the ground, he is more of AB de Villiers than Devon Brevis. So I think Tristan Stubbs was a no-brainer for me. Maybe whatever price they wanted to pay, they should have paid for him. He's a very, very good batsman. And they have got in Ishan Porel, or what is his name?
Yes,
Abhishek Porel.
yeah,
Abhishek Porel,
Akshay Patel.
right? Abhishek Porel, the
Ishan
wicket
Patel is
keeper.
a lefty.
Ishan Porel is a fast bowler, yes.
Right.
Yeah, Abhishek Porel as the wicket keeper. And so the wicket keeping slot is somehow they have someone. They have Aksar Patel and Kuldeep Yadav, the spin twins of India, currently in T20 cricket. So I think that's a pretty decent job they did. Now let's
Yep.
address the elephant in the room, not retaining Rishabh
Elephant in
Pant.
the room. I mean, we did you see the tweet or somewhere? I think he mentioned that comment that he did not leave Delhi Capitals due to money, but due to some other reason. So what I'm thinking is they have two groups leading them, right? The GMR and the JSW one. The
Correct.
GMR one
Park
backs
Jindal
Rishabh
and
Pant,
Park Jindal
and
group
that
and the
the
other
other guy.
Gandhi group, Kiran Kumar Gandhi group,
Yeah.
GMR.
So one of them backed Shreyas Iyer earlier. Once that group was out of power, the other group they backed Rishabh Pant, so he was the captain. Now I think the first group is coming back. They have
Mr.
this
Gandhi,
2 year
that
fix.
if Mr. Gandhi is in control here, we are in coming, we are getting a treat in the auction. You know that, man.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I
We
think
are in for a big
it's
treat in
going to be
at the
a fun
auction.
auction.
Fun auction.
Preeti
If Mr.
Zinta
Gandhi is
versus him.
Mr. Gandhi. Yeah.
It's going to
So
be a
let's
great
see.
contest in the auction.
Yeah. So let's see with their 11. I think Porel will open the batting as he did last season, and he did a pretty decent job. And Stubbs at 4, no brainer. Aksar at 7, Kuldeep at 8, or Kuldeep anywhere you like, but Aksar at 7. So my they have two RTMs. So I think the two RTMs should be, one of them should be on Anrik Nokia, no brainer for me. And another one they can go with, they I think they are not going to do with Rishabh Pant anyways. So who they can go with? They can go with Jake Fraser McGurk if they want, because he hit a lot of runs for them last
He
season.
that has to go, man. That RTM has to be done. I don't see Jake Fraser McGurk going anywhere. But unless Punjab has a say on it, because Ricky
No,
Ponting
Punjab,
loves to
because
say
with 110 crores in the bank and Punjab on the table, you are in for a treat,
he.
man.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle for between Delhi and Punjab. Even if Delhi tries to apply RTM, Punjab would take him, I believe. We'll see how it goes
Yeah,
there.
that guy, but but one thing we need and everyone needs to keep in mind is whatever you prepare, it doesn't matter after 3 seasons. So you need to prepare a team for 3 seasons. It doesn't matter if you sign some guy who will bat for another 15 years. It's not because if his form fails, you don't retain him in that in the again in the mega auction in 2028. All your hard work is gone.
Mm.
So that is one thing, and this guy Jake Fraser McGurk has badly failed in international circuit so far. But given he's only 21 or 22, he can improve. He can. He is again a very good talent. Jake Fraser McGurk. If we have seen him bat in the domestic games, he has some 100 of 29 balls or something. He broke AB's record in list A cricket. So he's a class talent. But again, it's very early days for him. So let's
Yes,
see. One of them can be one of the retentions in via RTM, and other RTM I don't see anyone for Delhi. Sadly, I don't see anyone for Delhi. Who was the fast bowler? This was Anrik Nokia was one. Jai Richardson was with Delhi, I think, last season.
mm.
But Jai Richardson again, he
they,
also
they
doesn't
they
do much.
haven't played him. Yeah,
He
I don't.
so so it means you don't RTM on Jai Richardson. It's no point.
No point there.
So yeah.
I think they have to build a fresh squad almost in a way.
Hmm.
They do have some pieces. Maybe Shreyas Iyer is somebody they could go
Shreyas
for.
Iyer, I think Shreyas Iyer will be coming back to Delhi Capitals. I think as a captain he will come back.
Mm.
Maybe they can go with Rabada. Maybe if they can get Shreyas by 10 CR mark, because they have also 73 crores in the bank, which is quite a lot. So if they can get Shreyas Iyer and Rabada as well, again we are back in 2020, because they are going to do an RTM on Enric Nokia anyways. Enric Nokia will
Mm.
not fetch very high prices. Reason being he is injury prone. So at best I think he will go around that 5-6 crore mark. If they can get these two, Suresh Iyer, Nokia, and Rabada, we are again back to the old Delhi Capital days, the successful days, 2020,
Yeah.
2021. Let's
And
see
let's
what
say they
happens.
get Jake Fraser Mega to add on to it. Nothing like it. That makes them one of the better teams, I would say, in the IPL.
I think Delhi never had a problem with making a team. It's just that they don't
They
perform.
did.
Every time
They
they
had
got
a lot of problems. No, I think what you're talking about is the memories that are fresh in your mind post COVID.
no,
Remember the
no.
time back in what 20?
Prior to COVID, in 2017, if you remember, they had bad
Oh, you're
companies.
talking about Delhi
They had
Capitals. They
Nevada.
were Delhi Daredevils at that time.
Okay, fine, fine. But it's the
You
same owner,
can,
only that name changed. So Delhi
I
Capitals, I
mean,
think
during
it's
the
pretty
Delhi
much it.
Daredevils period, I remember them constantly battling for the ninth or the 10th spot. So,
Ah, that's true.
I mean,
And even
yeah.
in fact, they can go for Venkatesh Iyer as well if they want. Venki
Oh,
Iyer, because
that's a good shout.
Shreyas, good shot. Prithvi Shaw, I don't see him coming back anyways. Uh, Also, I think they can go on RTM on Khalil Ahmed. Khalil Ahmed was good for them last season. Oh, with the new ball, he was very good. They may go for
Yeah.
him as well. The only good part about their retentions is their
Khalil is
spin
somebody they can
department
even
is secure.
RTM.
Khalil Ahmed
Khalil
they
is
can
somebody
RTM.
they can
That's
even
what I'm saying.
RTM. Yeah. But again, the point that we were mentioning earlier is the same. They don't have too many players that they have to like go and RTM. Let's say, for example, how would you put it? Maybe let's say CSK for example, if they want to go for an RTM, they have players like maybe a Conway or maybe a Rachin Ravindra or one of the bowlers even Mukesh Chaudhary, Tushar Deshpande, Shardul Thakur, Deepak Sir, somebody like that. These guys, it's like a random RTM on somebody which they might not even need. So
Correct. That is true.
that's the sad part. But yeah, so that's all about Delhi Capitals. So I think a decent lineup with Abhishek Porel, Shreyas Iyer. If they buy him back, then Tristan Stubbs, Jake Fraser McGurk at the top. I think that would be a good top, like say top five. Then you have Akshay
I
Patel,
think
Kuldeep
I
Yadav,
think
Norke, and
also I
Khalil.
Also, I would say Delhi Capitals and their uh, playing conditions. I think it will be a match made in heaven for someone like a Glenn Phillips. Again, I'd like to promote Glenn Phillips here because small ground, short boundaries, especially down the ground, very short boundaries, and Glenn Phillips at number 4 or number 5, wherever they want, means Stubbs is also there. So yeah, it will be very good. Or if they want to open, they can go with Aiden Markram as well. Aiden
Hmm.
Markram can fit in perfectly for them. At opening, he can bat, and if they want, they can he can captain as well. I think Aiden Markram is the best captain that South Africa has produced in the last, in this generation at least.
Yeah, I mean that's a good call as well. So overall, that's how they would be probably shaping up. Let's see how it goes in the auction. I mean, it's all about the different dynamics and which players come in at which position. We keep saying this, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. So that's all about the Delhi Capitals. Now we switch gears and we talk about the runners-up from last season. They are none other than the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Great retentions, I would like to say. Travis Head,
They
Pat
did the
Cummins,
perfect job. They did the perfect job, I
Heinrich
guess.
Lassen, Nitish Reddy, and so yeah, that's a and
Abhishek
Abhishek
Sharma
Sharma,
and
of course.
Travis Head, the madman. The madman
Travis
is
Head,
also
first man.
there.
He was the first name that I mentioned.
Yeah.
So yeah, Travis Head and
I,
Abhishek Sharma definitely they are coming back as
they're going
openers.
to open.
Then yeah,
Number
you have
three
Nitish
again.
Reddy at number four.
Hmm.
Number
Nitish
three,
Reddy at
somebody
number.
they have to look at.
I think they
Yeah.
can go back to this guy again, Rahul Tripathi. Rahul Tripathi was good for them. I think his wicket was the only. I think his wicket killed the match in the final. His wicket actually not in the final, in that qualifier, the first qualifier that they played in Ahmedabad. His wicket was the end, means that ended the match then and there. He was batting really well,
Mm,
and after that they collapsed.
mm.
So I think Rahul Tripathi or that guy Nitish Rana. But Nitish Rana is in the later stages. His name will come up at the later stages of the auction. So any of these two will be perfect for them at number three. I don't think they are going to go with Shreyas Iyer because Shreyas Iyer is in the first set only. Otherwise, he would have
They
been.
can't. They have only 45 crores, and they
Yeah,
already have a captain in Pat Cummins, so
yeah.
definitely they
So
won't go
there
for
is
him.
no point. Or they can bank on someone young like Nihal Vadera or Naman Dheer as well if they want. Because
Mm.
these guys are really good. These two especially from the uncapped section, this Nihal Vadera and Namandir. So let's see what happens.
But I think Neil Vadera will be RTM'd by Mumbai Indians. I think the other guy, whoever Mumbai Indians doesn't RTM, they can go for him. Maybe number eight
Yes,
if Mumbai Indians take,
because
then it'll be there.
number three is a coveted spot. Again, last year also they had a lot of problems with the number three. If you remember, all the games that they lost were these two didn't fire, Abhishek and Travis Head. They
Travis.
needed a good solid number three, and they hardly played this Rahul Tripathi. They some days they played Markram, some days they played Rahul Tripathi, some days someone else. So it just didn't turn up for them. So I believe they should go for a solid number three, whoever it is, may it be a foreigner, may it be someone from India. But yeah, they should go for a
Yeah,
good number three. Also, another spot that I would like them to go for is I think they are going to use an RTM on Sanveer Singh. Sanveer Singh is one all rounder. He can bat lower down the order, can bowl some medium pace bowling. I think medium pace or spinner. I don't remember much, but he is an all rounder. I think they are going to RTM him, and one of Natarajan and Bhuvi has to come back for SRH, and they have one spot left, right? One
yeah.
spot.
They can.
Think I feel they will go for Hasaranga because he was in their plans initially last season before he opted out for some injury or something. He was in their plans, and he's Hasaranga is one of the best spinners going around. Can bat decently as well. Great fielder, and I think yeah, he will be a great addition
On the
to this.
Hyderabad wicket, I think he will be very useful as well.
Yes,
Unless they
he is
make
a
it
very good
completely
player.
flat like last year. Like even if it's on a flat wicket, Saranga is a very accurate bowler. I think
He
he
does.
will come good.
He is a very good bowler. Yeah.
He might
Doesn't
go
turn
for
the ball
runs,
very
but
much.
yeah,
He doesn't turn a ball a lot, but he's a very accurate bowler and a proper wicket taker.
mm,
He is. So
yeah.
let's see if they can get for this guy.
I think Hyderabad doesn't. They have to provide kind of a decent balanced wicket. If they provide like completely flat surfaces like last time, then
Then it's
it
again
doesn't
it's
matter.
anybody's game.
It
That's the
doesn't
problem.
matter. Yeah,
Yes,
it doesn't matter
nobody
who you
knows
play.
who
You
play. It
play
doesn't
Cummins,
matter.
Bumrah, and Archer at once, but still the runs won't be
You are
enough
going to go
for
for
you to
runs.
stop.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. That's something they need to look at.
Take
So I
care of.
think yeah, I think that's all about SRH. Do you have any last comments about them, or would
I
you like to move
think
forward?
I think they should go for they should get for someone in some good batter to partner with Heinrich Klaassen if they can. If
As
they
a
can,
finisher,
no, as a finisher or whatever you can want. I'd make a bold prediction if they can get Mitch Marshall. Mitch Marsh can be a missing piece of the puzzle because they always tend to have Indian bowling lineup. They never had the fast bowling lineup from foreigners.
they do have
They
one
always
pacer almost. No, yeah, they have
they
Indian
can
pacers.
they always had the Indian pacers, right? And Mitchell Marsh at number three is going to be a very good addition in my opinion. He can bowl a bit. He can tonk the ball means for the longest sixes that you can imagine. Mitchell Marsh, very good of the short ball. I think one of the finest players currently of the pull and the cut shots. So let's see what happens. I'd like to see him in some of the teams where he can bat number three, Mitch Marsh.
Hmm.
And I think Hyderabad has that vacant number three position.
Hmm. Yeah. So that makes a decent lineup for Hyderabad. Now let's move on to the Punjab Kings.
The
So
Kings of
Punjab
comedy.
Kings, I mean, I was really disappointed to see the retentions. I know we don't agree on this point that Arshdeep should have been retained. In my books, you have to retain. I know 18 crores sounds too much for Arshdeep, but
The
he would
only
anyway
yes,
fetch. He would anyway fetch 12, 13 or
12
14 crores.
crores anyways he is going to fetch left armor,
Yeah, yeah.
Indian, plus a permanent Indian T20I bowler. He is starting 11, right? He plays all the games
I
for
mean,
India.
you have to retain that player no matter what. I mean, Punjab, they were looking at the market, I feel, and they said, okay, we can get him for a cheaper price, so let's release him. But guys, I'll tell you a stat about Ashdeep. He has 95 wickets in T20 internationals. Once he reaches
Highest
the
for India.
100 wickets, high, he's highest,
No, currently, I think he's highest. I think he
but
broke
he
Charles.
will be
Chahal's record
so
he went past in the last game. He took 3 or 4 wickets
yeah
in that long big chase, right? He literally
yeah
ran through the lineup. He literally ran through
yeah
the lineup, man. He was so
yeah,
so good.
and a guy like him who is a legit wicket taker who can swing the new ball, he can bowl at the death, bowl Yorkers. How do you not retain a player like him? Is like mind blown for me. You had to
I
retain
think
him. I think that's a
I think
huge
the
mistake.
only I think the only problem was the price point. If there was not a stringent rule that the first capped retention that you will make is will be of 18 crores, they would have retained him. Because he was the only player who they could have retained. Other than that, they have no one whom they can bank on. They had no
Hmm.
one. You don't bank on Liam
Yeah,
Livingston, right? There is no way you are banking on Liam
exactly,
Livingston. He's a some days
exactly.
he's AB de Villiers, on the other days he's just like Shahid Afridi. Just goes out, ball is in the air, and he's back in the pavilion.
Yeah.
So that is the problem with Liam
I mean
Livingston.
that's I get that, and they should have gone with Arshdeep. But yeah, moving on. There are other retentions. Prab Simran is a good retention for 4 crores. Indian wicketkeeper batsman, nothing wrong with that. Shashank Singh, of course, he has been very good with Punjab,
Now,
and
one more thing, they had another guy who actually was very good for them. That was Ashutosh Sharma, if you remember.
Ashutosh Sharma. Yeah.
And they released him.
No, they couldn't really take him. No, they could only have two uncapped players, so they had
No,
these two. But if you retain Ashutosh Sharma, you would have to retain him for I think 14 crores or 18 crores because he would be the first retention. The same reason why they couldn't retain Ashdeep. So only two
no,
uncapped
Ashutosh
retentions.
Sharma, that's what I'm saying. If Ashutosh Sharma,
I don't think he would go for 18 crores in the auction. So
no,
I think
no, I
that's
mean,
a sensible
Prav
release.
Simran was Prav Simran so good for them that they chose Prav Simran over Ashutosh Sharma? Is my question.
He keeps. I think that's something that they looked into. And Prabsimran was decent as an opener. So yeah, and a
Ashutosh
localite as well.
Sharma,
Maybe they wanted to keep one local player at least. So that's
okay,
probably why.
Prav Simran is from Punjab only. I think he captains them as well. I'm not very
Hmm.
sure. I think he captains them as well. Punjab. He's the keeper
Yeah.
batsman for them. Anyways,
Yeah, I think it's a fair retention.
the major the
It's a fair retention.
also the problem with Punjab over the years, what I have seen is they don't have a home ground. On some days they play in Mohali. The next match they go to Dharamshala. The next week you see them playing at the Holkar in Indore.
Mullapur.
No, Mulanpur came in last year only. That is
Mullapur
the new
last year.
stadium
Yeah.
because that is an alternative to Mohali because Mohali is being
Mohali.
was being
Old
renovated.
DPCA stadium. Yeah.
Yes. But the problem is they don't know where they're going to play the next game. So the 7 games that they're going to get at home, they even don't know which is for how they will go to they are going to construct the team. They play some games in
Exactly.
Dharamshala, but the ball seems a lot, very high altitude, and then they will come back to Indore, which is the flattest track that you will ever get and with the shortest boundaries. Then you go to Mohali, which is something like Lords, means the wicket is very much balanced, right?
Hmm.
Big ground, everything is balanced. It's a very difficult to be a part of being a Punjab Kings. I think I feel
Yeah.
sad for them at
Definitely.
times.
And I think there's only one commonality of all the three grounds that you mentioned. Night games, heavy dew, so you need big hitters who can just tonk the
Yes.
ball. I think that's
Correct.
what they always go for. Players like Livingston, Bairstow. I think the team that they had in 2022 was awesome, and they should look into
They
constructing a similar kind of squad. They had Rahul Chahar, they had Rabada with the ball, they had Arshdeep, they had Harpreet Brar, and then they had this explosive batting lineup with Johnny Bairstow. Then you had
Bairstow was really good for them in
Livingstone,
the 22 season. Before that,
Bairstow, Livingstone.
actually, Bairstow was in the form of his life before that golf cart injury. Like he
Yeah,
was smashing them all around the park, no matter wherever he is playing, against whom he is playing. Just didn't care. He just went out there and he smashed them. That freak
yeah,
accident which he had, I think That was very unlucky for him, Bairstow. He hasn't been
Yep.
the same player since Johnny Bairstow.
Yeah, but to the point that I was mentioning, Punjab had a very strong squad at that point of time, with a very explosive batting lineup, followed by a very strong bowling lineup. I think with 110 crores and Ricky Ponting at the helm of the affairs, I foresee them constructing a really really good side. But again, it's about making sure that those guys play. I think the problem with Punjab has always been players. I mean, you haven't been able to develop that kind of loyalty which other franchises have been able to do so.
Because
That's
nobody has
why I
played
was.
100 games for them. I don't think even Miller has played 100 games for them. I don't think anyone
Mm,
has played 100 games for them. That is the
that,
biggest
that is
problem.
why that is why I felt like you should have retained a player like Arshdeep. It's
I
quite
think they will get him back
disrespectful.
via RTM, no matter whatever cost he goes. But I think they will
Yeah,
do an
yeah.
RTM on him. If they don't do, and if they can't get anyone of Mohammad Shami or Siraj with that price they have, then again they will prove themselves true to their tag, kings of comedy.
I think the RTMs, one should definitely go on Arshdeep Singh, one should definitely go on Jitesh Sharma. These are the two players that I definitely want to see back in Punjab. Maybe
Yes.
Livingston,
To,
maybe not,
to
but
add to that, I would go with Rabada and Livingston.
yeah,
To add
Rabada
to
and
that, I'd
Livingston.
add Rabada and Livingston because Arshdeep, because Rabada is Rabada, man. I feel he's kind of underrated when you pop up the big names like Bumrah or Cummins or Stark, Jofra Archer, or anyone for that matter. We don't often respect Rabada as much, but he's as good a bowler as them. Maybe he's not supported by his teammates all the time, like these people are, or the teams. His team doesn't produce results as these bowlers' teams do, but he's as good
Hmm.
as them. Rabada, I think there was a point. Rabada had the best strike rate in IPL. Maybe he still has. He has strike rate better than Lasith Malinga, the legend himself. He was fastest to 100 wickets in IPL, 3 or 4 games faster than Lasith Malinga, which is a
Hmm.
greatness in itself. Rabada. And after moving to Punjab, only I think his stats deteriorated, which is again an
Hmm.
expected phenomenon with Punjab Kings.
Yeah.
So I think they should get back Rabada if they want. If they don't want, it's fine. They maybe
Hmm.
with Ricky Ponting at the helm, I think they can go with Josh Hazelwood or Mitchell Stark as well with that amount of money. Mostly Mitchell Stark to
Hmm.
partner with Ashdeep, which is again going to be a great partnership if it happens. And I feel Liam Livingston should be retained because he was good for them, man. He was good for them. Last year he was not in form, let's be honest. 22 season. I think he also scored 500 plus runs at almost 180 strike rate. You remember that 6 hit of Shami, steam came out of his bat, 117 or 118 meters at the DY Patil. It went to the roof. He was that good. He smashed them. He even one game against CSK, he just took them to the cleaners in the 22 season
Yeah.
at the Brabant
Yeah.
Stadium. So he was good, but again, he is not the most consistent guy. But again, with such
He
support
recently
of
came back
players,
into form.
yeah,
Recently he
with
came back
such,
into form.
yeah, he was in
So
good form against West Indies. Liam Livingston.
yeah.
So that's it.
So I
I
think
think
yeah.
Punjab Kings have a lot of places to fill. So I actually it's very difficult for them as well. I mean, for me to construct a 11
Let's
for them.
let's just talk about their captaincy. Captaincy options: Shreyas Iyer or Rishabh Pant, or KL Rahul for that matter. KL
I
Rahul, I
feel
don't see
it
him
has to
going
be
back
Rishabh
to
Pant.
Punjab.
It has to
Has
be
to be
Rishabh
Rishabh
Pant.
Pant.
It
Yeah.
has to be
If
Rishabh Pant
Delhi
because
Iyer,
Ricky
if
Ponting there.
yeah,
Ricky Ponting is there. That means it has to be, and also Rishabh Pant in the market. And Punjab has the largest purse. And let's be honest, Rishabh Pant is likely to be the most expensive player this auction at least.
yeah,
Because
possibly.
he's in the first set. So his serial
Hmm.
number is 3. So young left arm batsman who can keep wickets can be the captain if required. If they don't, if they
Hmm.
sign someone else, that is also fine. No issues with that. But Rishabh Pant should be bought by Punjab Kings. Should keep the wickets, maybe captain them as well, and bat at number 4.
Hmm.
I see Rishabh Pant doing this. The old, I want to see the old
Yeah.
Rishabh Pant.
Yep. Even me. You would have let's say Prab Simran as an opener and Jake Fraser Megak,
Mostly.
unless Delhi absolutely fights for him, Punjab is taking him because
I
they can
don't see
outbid
Delhi doing
anybody.
that. I don't see Delhi doing that for Jake Fraser. I think he only got a
Yeah,
chance because he came in as a replacement for Harry Brook. Harry Brook,
yeah,
some personal problem happened, and Harry Brook opted out of the IPL at the last in the last stages before the tournament started, and Ricky Ponting called in Jake Fraser. So he was completely
yeah.
means he was called up by Ricky
And
Ponting himself.
even in recent times, Jake Fraser Megak hasn't done well in T20s also. T20 internationals, the ones that they played against Pakistan. I think that also will play a
Also
factor.
against England, he
Uh,
did. Against
mhm.
England, also he didn't bat very well. I saw
Yeah,
that
hasn't
series
been
as well
good at the international level so far.
so far.
But yeah, he is definitely going to Punjab in that case, considering Delhi won't RTM him. Yeah, even if they RTM, maybe Punjab just can outbid them. So that's
Yes,
also a possibility. Punjab is heavy on big cash. They can just buy out anybody they want.
but that's
So
the
let's say
problem
Prop
with
Simran.
Punjab. That's the problem with Punjab. They always every auction is mega auction for them. They always come in with the biggest purse
Yeah,
and they leave with the
mm,
biggest purse, and the team finishes at the same position every year. This
every
is the
year.
problem with
Yep.
Punjab. But now they have Ricky
Let's just
Ponting.
hope that's not the case. Let's
Let's
just hope
I
that's
hope
not the
that
case
thing
this year.
changes.
Yeah. Yeah. So their 11 somewhat I feel would be Prab Simran. Then you have Jake Fraser McGurk. Then at number three, I would like to see Rishabh Pant bat at three personally
I'd
and get
say number
somebody.
four. I'd say four because even if he plays again for India, which he is likely to do, Surya will bat three. You are not going to bat four, anyways. You are going to bat four, anyways.
That is true. That
So
is
I
true.
think that
That is
they
true.
should stick to that position because it helps the Indian team as well
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that
I
matter.
mean, three or four for me, you just do whatever you want. But top four, Rishabh Pant
Yeah,
should
yeah,
not
not
go
not below
beyond.
that because last year they messed it up. He batted number six in some games, which was of no use to
Yeah.
him. Why are you
No
batting?
use
He is that batter who
if
can
you are
change the
the
game on his own. Why are you
exactly,
batting it at number six? There is no point.
exactly. Exactly. So he has to bat three or four. Depending on that, you can have Harry Brook, maybe a Mitch Marsh as well. So that kind
I
of
think Mitchell
stuff
Marsh
you
and
can build.
Rishabh Pant at 3 and 4 are going to be a very good combination. If they can do that, because Mitchell Marsh at number three, and he is a favorite of Ricky Ponting as well. And
Think about
Rishabh
this:
Pant,
Jake Fraser as an opener. Number three is Mitch Marsh. Number four is Pant. If they
it can
decide to
happen.
go all explosive, it's going to be the best, like three out of top four ever. And even Prab is not that bad.
Prav is very
He's
good. Prav
he
is very
can
good in the domestic
he
circuit.
he
He's
can
very
be very
good.
explosive. So that top four
He
is something that everybody has to watch out for if that happens.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Also, they have
and then number
Shashank
five,
Singh.
number six,
Shashank Singh is there
number
very
six,
good.
Sushant Singh, and bye bye Ashutosh Sharma. He's somebody that I want to see back in Punjab.
Yes,
Make
yes.
your
Buy him
buy
back. Even
back
if
your
you want
players
RTM,
and
if you don't
huh,
want even if you don't want to RTM, go all out on him. Buy him back. That guy was really good.
buy back your players. Buy back your players and build the culture. That is something
Correct.
that they have to do.
That is something they have to do.
Yeah. And on the bowling front, you have Arshdeep. You get a couple of
They can buy
maybe other
anyone.
seamers,
They can buy anyone.
maybe a Rabada. Get one of Rabada or Stark or somebody from the top tier. You or Jofra. Buy somebody from there.
Jofra,
Maybe even two.
I would say Jofra. I'd say don't buy Jofra because again, if he gets injured, these kind of means these teams, the bottom tier teams, they seem to fail a lot. Means they will be
Yeah.
just blown away. They don't have backups and the conditions don't
Then they
suit
should
as well.
just shut their eyes and RTM on Rabada. Simple as that.
Yes,
He is definitely somebody who will play 14 games. That's for
yes.
sure. Performance no bar. He will play 14 games for sure. So you have to buy
And
Rabada.
if they can buy RTM Rahul Chahar as well, or even buy
Yeah,
him
who
back.
knows? I mean, buy him back. I mean, RTMs, as we already discussed, they have to be used on specific people. But if required, just buy them back. Whoever you can buy them back, buy them back. If not, RTM. But the basic thing that we are trying to say here is they should try to retain most of the squad that they had last year
Correct. That
and
is
add
common for
players on
all the
top.
teams, I believe, because all the teams were
Yeah,
very good last year, team wise.
yeah.
Apart from our next team, that is GT.
GT, I think
The
they
next
could
team,
never recover. They could never recover from the blow
loss
that
of
were
Hardik
delivered
Pandya.
to them by the loss of Hardik Pandya. Yeah.
But that is something that I believe was a mistake on their end as well. If you say they could have got Cameron Green a like for like replacement. They just wanted the
Yeah.
money, right? Just for the money, what did they get in extra? They didn't get. They freed up 15
Nothing.
crores. They could have got green for the same price. They could have
Mm.
got green for the same price. That's how you should design a trade, right? And you
Yep.
know that you need an all-rounder because you can get a batsman anywhere. You can fill in someone. Sai Sudarshan was good for them. They could have got any
Mm.
another Indian batsman on top of the order who can bat.
Mm.
Or someone Abhinav Manohar was for them. He was playing for them. He could have they could have continued with him for 14 games,
Mm.
right? If Hardik Pandya left indeed, but they did a
Yep.
big mistake by not getting Cameron Green last year. That could have changed
Yep.
their entire season.
True. True. Absolutely agree with that.
This
And
year
so,
GT has a lot of money. I see.
mm,
GT has got one retention that can be anyone.
one
Mostly
RTM.
they do one RTM they have, and GT has got 69 crores, which is a very big money. I think
Mm.
GT have done a very smart job with the retentions. They
Yeah,
retained
yeah. I
Shubman
mean,
Gill, Sai
Shubman Gill,
Sudarshan,
Sai Sudarshan. Then you
Tewatia,
have Rashid Khan and Tewatia.
and Shah Rukh Khan. Rashid and Shah Rukh,
Yeah.
both. So Shah Rukh and Tewatia came in at 4 crore each. Rashid came in at 18, Shubman at 14, and Sai Sudarshan at the third slot, whatever they paid him, I don't know. So I think they did a very
Mm.
decent job. GT, if you realize, GT did a very smart
Mm.
job in retaining these players.
Mm.
Sai Sudarshan probably is one of the best batters that in the domestic circuit, if not the best. He has been one
Mm.
of the most consistent run getters, Sai Sudarshan. And even
Mm.
I heard Ashwin or someone speak very highly of him, Sai Sudarshan. That guy is really
Mm.
talented, very good, a very compact player. As you see, very good stroke play. Doesn't try those fancy things a lot. Conventional left-hander, very stylish. So Sai Sudarshan, a very good return. Shubman Gill again, a generational player. There is no doubt, captain as well for
No
them.
doubt you have to retain.
Rashid
Yeah.
Khan again, the best T20 player I think of the last decade. He won the award. So Rashid Khan again,
There's no retentions without Rashid Khan. I mean,
Rashid Khan.
SRH did that in one of the seasons. I feel so sorry for them that they
They
did that.
it it took
I
them
mean,
3 seasons. It took them 3 seasons to recover, bro.
you
It took
cannot
them six
leave out
seasons
Rashid Khan. How can you?
because SRH, if you remember, they were always the underdogs, and they somehow made the playoffs. They may go to the qualifier two or not. That is a different thing. But they say made to the playoffs. 22 and 23 they finished last. That was not
Hmm,
SRH
definitely.
because they messed up with the retentions. Last year, after the arrival of Cummins and these people, again they started firing all cylinders. Now, see, with the one stable head like Pat Cummins, they have done all the right retentions that they could do. They left out nobody.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
back to Gujarat Titans. Gujarat Titans, I think, did a very good job. I think again they have to make a hard choice here. In fact, they can go for both. Means they have to do a buyback on any of these.
Hmm.
Shami, I think they should do an RTM because
Hmm.
Shami, Indian fast bowler, a legend of the game, definitely a legend of the game, and he was someone whom they really missed last year. That guy used to take like 20-25 wickets for you, and he missed the season for injury, and look where they finished. I
Yep.
think Shami is the one they should go with the RTM. I think they should have retained him. Maybe they don't want to pay the big bucks for Shami. That is completely agreed. But I think they should do an RTM on Shami and buy back Miller. If not Miller, they should go all guns blazing for Liam Livingston
Hmm.
because they need someone. Because Shubman Gill is not the fastest, doesn't have the highest strike rate. Same with Sai Sudarshan. And one more player whom I know they are going to sign is Ishan Kishan. I am guaranteed that Ishan Kishan is going to GT because he's a
Hmm.
very good friend of Shubman. Shubman is the captain now there, and they need a keeper batsman. They don't have that guy anymore, Ridhiman Shah. So someone to partner up with Shubman. I think Ishan Kishan is the perfect guy. They have a lot of money,
Yeah.
and Ishan Kishan will become being in at, I think he is in wicket keeper list one. Ishan Kishan, number 30, serial number 30, set 5. So 26 years of age, brilliant talent. Just and opening slot here, he doesn't have to fight with anyone. He will
Hmm.
play all the games. He's a wicket keeper, brilliant wicket keeper as well. I think this is a match made in heaven. Ishan Kishan to
Yeah.
GT. This is
Hmm.
one player that I think they should go without any doubt, and they will. I think also Ashish Nehra is there, so I believe. And this Indian top three, you go with Livingston at 4, you are done, and you can buy back someone like Abhinav Manohar or someone from your past seasons. There is Tewatia at 6, anyways, so he's going to tong the ball. And number 7 and 8, number 7 Rashid Khan is always there. So you don't Rashid Khan and Shahrukh Khan 6, 7, 8 is already fixed for them. They don't have an issue.
Yeah.
Only thing they need is a Livingston or a Miller. They have to make a choice there and do an RTM on
I think
Shami so
Miller.
that your fast bowler is fixed.
I
So
think
anyway,
they have only one team left,
Miller
right?
is more
So
reliable, definitely. But again,
hmm.
Livingston on his days, he can win you a match out of nowhere.
Yeah, but I think they should go with Miller. Miller is somebody who has already produced some great results, and even the season when they made the final, Miller had
They
above
won the
500
final.
runs. Yeah.
Well, they won the
Oh, they
final.
won the final. Yeah, yeah,
Miller literally won them that qualifier against
yeah,
Rajasthan Royals. They needed 20
yeah,
of the last over. Miller smashed Prasidh for 3 sixes. And with that legendary quote, if it's in the V, it's on the tree. He hit them
yeah,
3 sixes. Bang, bang, bang.
yeah. Definitely, he has to be retained. I believe him or Shami put the
Shami,
RTM
Shami,
depending on.
Shami, I think should be done with RTM. Miller, they can go all guns blazing or vice versa, whatever they want. Because
Hmm.
whoever comes first, because they are both are in the
Whoever
same
comes.
set, in set two. So whoever
Yeah,
comes first, I think they should go with him.
they have to splash the cash very early on. It seems.
Definitely, they have 70 crores in the bank. What else do you do? 69
They
crores in
can
the
even
bank.
get they can also get guys like Wade and other guys as
No, no,
backups.
Wade. I think no,
So
no,
yeah,
Wade. I think Wade has now joined the coaching. He retired,
he
right?
has. Wade
Wade
is
has
not in
retired,
the.
right? No, no, no. He's not in the auction. He's.
Um,
I think he joined some team as a coaching in the coaching staff. I don't know who that team is. I'll check and let you know.
hmm.
Some IPL team which he joined as the coaching staff. He retired and
Oh, I
he is.
wasn't aware of this.
No,
I
no,
thought
no. He
Wade he
retired.
he's how old is Matthew Wade? Let me.
Matthew Wade is
Yeah.
37, I think.
He's
36, 37.
37. Oh, he's
Yes.
been playing
It
for
is
a
quite
long
old.
time. I remember
Yes.
him and the other guy, Peter Forrest. They played the 2012 CB series. I remember it from. I remember them from that time. So yeah,
Yes. He's
might be
pretty
that
old,
old
Matthew
now.
Wade.
Yeah,
Let's come to the last team of the day then. That is Lucknow Super Giants, the most
Lucknow
boring
Super
team.
Giants.
The most boring team of the IPL for the last
You
three
could
seasons.
offend so many people with that.
I don't care, man. Even with players like Puran and Quinton de Kock, they barely managed to score 150.
I think it's more.
Actually, the
It has to do more with the wicket
see if
because
you have
it
a
is
bigger
that kind of a
see,
wicket.
I believe they can prepare a good wicket because there is no issue with the dew. They are going to get a lot of dew, so you can smash them around in the second innings, anyways. Even in Lucknow, if you remember the last game, if you went to watch England versus India, you know that
India
from
versus
7
England.
p.m. there is dew. From 7 p.m. there is dew in winters.
Hmm.
7 p.m. you get dew. That means before
No,
the toss
it's,
only you will
a
see the
bit
dew.
later, 7:38. But that's
Definitely.
winter season. So this is summer
Huh.
season. You have to
Correct.
see that.
But there is so if the point is the ground is very big, the playing surface is really big, like 80-meter boundaries, which is quite big in Indian conditions, and the wicket is very slow, low bounce, slow wicket. So it it's not for T20 cricket, man. I mean, you don't you don't want to see. I don't want to put my money for 120, 130 games, right?
Hmm.
You nobody wants to put money on. So I think that is something that they should fix this time. They should get a wicket. They should get the curator from Hyderabad, whoever the man is, and they should get the same wicket prepared in Lucknow as well. And
Yeah, probably.
Lucknow again, Lucknow LSG made bold claims. They released KL Rahul, which I don't think is a bad decision, but I think the statements were a bit aggressive.
State, yeah,
And
I mean, you should not make those statements, is what I believe. I mean,
you should have.
it's like
They see
purposefully
everyone knew they are
decided.
going to release Rahul after what happened in that game at Hyderabad. The spat
Yeah,
between Sanjeev Goenka and KL Rahul on the field before the cameras. That is something that should not have happened then and there. And even if it happened, then I don't think Dr. Goenka should have come out and said these things in the during the retention part. So that feels a bit absurd. Anyways, they released KL. They retained Puran. They retained Mohsin Khan and Mohsin Khan as the uncapped player. They have the fast bowler
Mayank
is
Yadav
Mayank
and
Yadav, the
Ravi Bishnoi.
exciting guy, and Ravi Bishnoi, and one
Great
more player.
retentions.
And one more
Ayush
player
Badoni.
there. Ayush Badoni again. I
Ayush
don't
Badoni.
think why. I'm not sure why they retained him.
He's a
I'm
good
not very
batsman.
sure.
He has, yeah,
I think only good part about his retention is he's uncapped, so they would have got him for this.
uncapped.
That is the only point I see.
Ayush Badani would have gone for a bigger price. I'll tell you this in the auction because you see he hasn't gotten too many opportunities, but whenever he has gotten those, he had made the most of it almost. He's a decent buy, and yeah, if they fix the wickets, maybe we can see
I
more of
think
Ayush Badani. Ayush Badani, even in one of the recent games in Delhi, in a T20, he got a very quick 100 or 150 or something like that. He was very good, is what I remember. Recently,
he
just
plays for
months
Delhi. I
back.
think he plays for
Yeah,
Delhi. I think.
him and some other guy. There were two people who took the score to above 300 in a T20 game. I don't exactly remember the scores, but he's quite good, and you will see it probably in the upcoming edition of the IPL. So that's a good retention.
Okay. So for Lucknow Super Giants, I'd say they should do an RTM on Stoinis because again, if because the wicket there doesn't suit Quinton de Kock a lot. I'll be very honest.
I mean,
The
yeah,
wicket
you
there
just you
doesn't.
have to just
It's no.
release him
It's of
from
no
that
point.
burden. Don't RTM. Yeah, no point because you're not getting the best of the player. It's not even helping your team nor the player. Why would you want to go for somebody like that?
Correct. Quinton de
Best to
Kock,
not.
because if you see his Lucknow career, the most runs he got is out of Lucknow. And the season where he scored
Hmm.
about 600 runs, that was the 2022 IPL, where everything was played in Mumbai and Pune. Those are brilliant batting
Hmm.
wickets.
Yeah.
Lucknow just doesn't suit him. So
Hmm.
I don't want to see Quinton de Kock back in Lucknow from a fan perspective for both Lucknow as well as Quinton. They can go for any other. I think they should fix the wicket first. No matter whom they go for, any foreigner is going to struggle there. No matter
Hmm.
whoever you pick. It's like you won't get Matthew Eden in this age, right? You won't get Matthew Eden in 2024 or 2025 coming out all guns blazing against the ball turning 5 degrees. It's not going to happen that way. So you have to adjust your means you have to change your conditions. Delhi did that, SRH did that, and they had achieved results. You just
Hmm.
have to do something, Lucknow. Puran is I think, probably the best they could have done. Stoinis is someone I think they can bank
Who
on
can work? Yeah, yeah. He will work on this kind of wickets,
because
because even
Stoinis,
he's you handy with the ball. He's handy with the
yeah,
ball. He'll change games.
he'll change games. Stoinis is good, and he also smashed a quick 62 of 27, I think, against Pakistan in Hobart in the last T20 game. He just came out and
Honest.
went on all guns blazing against Shaheen and Harish Rauf. Hit one,
Mhm.
I think, for 120 meters or something of Rauf. That was like
They
very,
should they
very.
should they should use the RTM on him, or maybe uh, if they want to retain maybe Krunal Pandya, if they want to bring him back
Krunal
with the
Pandya,
RTM.
I think the problem with Krunal Pandya was the captaincy issue, is what I think. Not
Yeah.
sure, but I think he wanted captaincy, and Lucknow don't want him to be the captain.
Okay, then no point. I don't think Kunal won't be captain anywhere. I don't see any team picking him up as a captain because how many teams are looking for a captain? You have Bangalore, you have, but even Bangalore, I think they would go with Virat if they don't find anybody suitable.
I hope they go with Virat. I
Yeah,
just hope they
and
go with
yeah, who else is left? Punjab is looking for a captain. Then you have Rajasthan, no, Delhi is looking for a captain,
Delhi, Punjab,
and
and
who else?
Bangalore. And KKR.
Three teams are there.
KKR is looking for a captain.
KKR,
KKR don't have a captain,
KKR
right?
also
Let
KKR
go
doesn't
of
have a captain.
they let go of Suresh.
So maybe if
So
KL, but yeah, I mean three teams, three players, KL, Iyer and Pant, three captains.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
So
Maybe
who is
KL is
going
not
to?
KL. Maybe KL will be fetching big bucks, so he will go to mostly to
I
KC.
don't see.
Anyways, back to
I don't see. I don't see KKR purchasing Krunal and making him captain. If they have to
no,
make somebody captain, they would make maybe a Rinku even. So yeah, I
that's
don't think
true.
his captaincy ambitions will be fulfilled either way. Uh, yeah,
But
I
I
mean he
don't
could
know
have been
whether the
useful.
reports are true or not. But he's a handy player.
Hmm.
Yeah, he bowls those middle overs, bowls those economical overs. Can bat if you want. In both the gears, he can bat. He's a very capable batter,
Hmm.
and also recently he has been in very good form. What I
Hmm.
saw in the domestic circuit, he's been in very good form as well. So Krunal Pandya might fetch big bucks. Maybe he might go back to Mumbai Indians. You never know. With Hardik and
You never
Mahela
know.
back. With Mahela back
Yeah.
especially, you never know.
Yeah, they can try to recreate
So,
most of the 2020 team. Maybe Rahul Chahar as well. So
yes. So for Lucknow Super Giants, I think the first thing they should do is they should get a good curator and get a good pitch. It should. I mean, no, I'm being serious here, man. I don't want to see 130, 140 games by paying so much, spending so much of my time, effort, and money to watch a game. I don't want to go to the stadium to see 130, 140 games. It's of no use to me.
I mean, one odd here and there is okay, but
But that's it.
every
It's
game,
every day. It's a everyday story there.
yeah. I mean, it should be at least 160 wickets.
Even
That would at least
even with the impact, the
150,
worst
160.
part is even with the impact sub rule, the average score is 147. That is
Hmm.
so bad. That is so bad,
Yeah, it
man.
should be at least 150 to 160 would be 150 to 160 for me is like an ideal T20 game. But yeah, 130, one odd game here and there is fine if it's every day. But
Yes.
anyways, it's a big deal to fix the wickets and all. And I don't think it's not. It's even with the Lucknow Super Giants. It's with the
UPCA.
UP
It's with the
Association,
UPCA.
UPCA.
UP Cricket Association, correct. Let's see what
So
happens. But yeah, Lucknow, even if they fix the wicket, it is good for their fast bowlers like Mayank and Mohsin. If they produce a
yeah.
bouncy track or something with a good carry, consistent bounce, it is good for their fast
Hmm.
bowlers as well.
It is good for the fast bowlers as well. But yeah, for now, I think they have a very good bowling lineup retention. I would say Mohsin was very good.
Mohsin was
After
good.
the injury, he hasn't been that great after the injury. But before the injury, he was awesome. Maybe hoping he can get back to his old form. Mayank Yadav last season was extremely impressive. Bishnoi, of course, we all know that one of the premier spinners for India. So that's again a good retention. Uh,
I think
Partner Puran and Padoni, they can get back Krunal. And one more guy,
Marcus
I think
Stoinis.
Marcus Stoinis. One more guy that I see him fitting in this team would be maybe a Samir Rizvi or
Yeah, local talent. Again, that's
Abdul
a very
Samad.
good return. Abdul Samad,
Those
yeah. Abdul Samad can do a good job, but again, if the wicket is slow, then I
he's
again
good. He's good in the slow wickets. Slow
Acha.
wickets means you would lose wickets early. And Abdul Samad, if he gets some time in the middle, he can set himself and then he can score.
Go for the big shots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Abdul
problem
Samad
is Abdul
good
Samad
addition.
doesn't get enough time anywhere. He just have to go and tong one or two.
Down the ball,
I mean
correct,
that's
correct.
how he has been reduced to. So maybe here he can actually shine. So yeah, that's all that I see about Lucknow.
That's
Any
pretty
other
good.
any other players do you think they can go for? Maybe Shreyas Iyer as a captain also would help them. Of course, sorry, Puran is their captain, so they won't go for Shreyas Iyer.
No, no, Puran is not the
That
declared
will be.
captain. It's mostly if
Isn't
they
it announced?
don't sign any. No, it's not official at least. Mostly Puran is the captain, but if not, if they buy someone else and make them the captain,
Then they
it
can.
is also
Then
a
this is a
possibility.
great option. Then this
Ha,
is a great
Shreyas
option that
Iyer
they
in
can
Lucknow
go
will
for.
be a great because Shreyas Iyer is brilliant against spin.
Play spin. He plays spin very well, and if there is
Very
one
well.
Indian player who will do well in those conditions, one is
It's
Rohit
Shreyas Iyer.
Sharma, of course. Second would be
And the
Shreyas
second is
Iyer.
Shreyas Iyer. Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And
And
Mayank
he can bat
Agarwal as well
three.
as an opener. Mayank
Yeah,
Agarwal as an opener.
Mayank Agarwal is someone who have we just forgot throughout the entire show. Mayank Agarwal can
Yeah.
go to anywhere, but again, I don't know what happened to him. The season he was with Punjab, I think he batted decently, not very well, but after that, last 2 seasons he has been very bizarre. Mayank Agarwal.
Hmm.
He didn't get games. Even if he got games, he did not score runs. Even if he scored runs, he didn't score them quickly enough. So, not very sure. In fact, if they want, they can bat Puran at 3 and Glenn Phillips at 4. They can
Hmm.
do that. In
Glenn
fact, they
Phillips
can
is somebody who
get
fits into every side.
yes. Or in fact, they can go for Glenn Maxwell as well. Glenn Maxwell is a spin expert. Glenn
Yeah.
Maxwell is a spin expert. He can bowl some spin as well. He can bat 4 for you, and he's a great friend of Nicholas Puran as well. They used to play together at Punjab. They started, and Melbourne Stars. Melbourne Stars. Puran Maxwell is a big fan of Puran, and they're good
Hmm.
friends apparently. So there can be a case. Also, Justin Langer
From their
being the
Punjab
coach.
days.
So Justin Langer being the head coach of Lucknow Super Giants, they may get Glenn Maxwell as well. He's one of the potential
Hmm.
players for Lucknow. Let's see what happens.
Yep. All in all, it looks like a very interesting auction for tomorrow. I'm really hyped to see how it goes. So yeah, I think that's all about the IPL auction preview. I know it's very late from our side, but I hope you guys enjoy. But yeah, that's all from us. See you in the next video. Up until then, if you like the content, please share it to your friends and consider subscribing as well. Thank you.
Thank you.